Dun, 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 dun. Kilted
Kilted
Boss.
boss.
Woo!
Yeah.
Man, I think our timing's getting there after a billion episodes. We're almost there. So,
The
yeah,
visual cue does help.
visual cues do help. You'd think they would have helped before, but probably not. Anyway, welcome back to another episode of the Kilted Balls podcast. We're a
Yes.
day or so late, and people noticed. FYI, people noticed.
I imagine so. I think one thing we had to wait for this day, you might not have noticed it. It came across my feed. The Kiss guitarist Ace Frehley, the spaceman, passed away today. So
Oh, so it was meant
I
to
was
be.
singing one of his songs in the background. So anyone who noticed that, the Ace is back and he told you so.
Oh, way to channel Ace. So sad. So sad.
Like I was just telling Jesse, like a lot of those guys from the '70s, they're gonna start going soon. Like
The
it's the kind
70s
of
was a
like,
long time ago, and they were old in the 70s. So,
hmm yeah. He was 75, so I guess it depends how much you abuse your body, but 75 is decent.
it's not
So
bad.
like,
They just found a drug combo that extended
yeah.
like old mice. So they waited until they were equivalent of a 70-year-old human. Then I think it said it added 20% to their life compared to the control mice.
Okay,
And
that's
made
awesome.
their standard of living better. So they got healthier, like instead of more frail, they got healthier. So
That's awesome.
we've talked about that, them extending human life expectancy, and there's some motion there. There's some motion there. So.
Yep. Was it on the episode or was it when we were just hanging out when we were Oh, it was when we were just hanging out. We were talking about the Nobel Peace Prize. Did you see who won?
I mean, they came across my feed, but I didn't like deep dive.
Yeah. So I actually reposted it just because it's a topic that interests me. The guy has done tons of work on autophagy. I'm not sure how it's pronounced,
I know
but
what you're talking about.
where like when you fast and your cells will start to take out the bad cells in your body, like once you get that point. So that's who won. So it's interesting that his work, and it's something that obviously we've talked about on here, fasting and things like that. And
And what
so
did he win?
yeah, I thought that was cool. I thought he won. Oh no, he won the Nobel Prize in Science.
Probably one of
I
the
said peace.
sciences.
I
Yeah.
said Peace Prize, didn't I?
I'm like, I'm
I
pretty
remember we were
sure.
just talking.
I'm
We
like,
were
I'm pretty
talking
sure
about
he
Nobel
didn't
in
win the
general.
Peace Prize because it was a Venezuelan lady.
Yeah,
Who won the Peace
I know
Prize.
we were talking about the Nobel prizes for sure. I did misspeak.
Yeah.
It's because I haven't had any of this yet.
Oh,
Now
what do
this
you
is
have
going to
there?
be a surprise yesterday,
Ooh, I'm so
but
excited.
since we're recording late, I just cracked it open. I was at Disney Springs this last week, and oh my gosh,
Oh,
this
Florida
is amazing.
lychee. Is it
It is a
good?
lychee mead. It tastes exactly like a lychee. It's amazing.
Can you
It.
describe it to people? Because most of our listeners have never had a lychee. I obviously have. So can you describe it?
I've heard lychee. I've heard people describe lychee as tasting very floral or almost perfumey, like a sweet perfume. I can almost agree with that. But I
Yep.
just love it. The first time I ever had it, it was in our candy that we sold, the
Yes.
sweet and sour, and I've loved it ever
Yeah.
since.
I
I mean,
mean,
I've bought jars of it and eaten them out of the jar. I've had lychee martinis. If
yeah,
ever I see one, I grab one.
people really like it, and honestly, like you described it like the best. Like what lychee tastes like is if you just take like a big mouthful breath in at like Bed Bath Beyond. That's kind of what lychee tastes like.
Pretty close. This is a little sweeter than that.
A little sweeter, but it's
Because
definitely that kind of
it
a
is the
feel.
need. It's so good. It's so good. And there was a ube one as well. I didn't want to ask the prices because they weren't listed, so I just got a 4-pack of these rather than both, and I'm glad I did because it was $10 a can.
Woohoo! Woo!
So I
That's
didn't even ask. I
inflation.
said, just give me a 4-pack. I was like, it's probably like 25, $30.
You were buying it
She
at
said it was.
Disney Springs, right? Like
I
that's,
know,
you
but
could
it's
probably
super.
get it
It's super
somewhere
good. I don't regret
else.
it.
No, I wouldn't
Probably
regret it.
directly from the brewery in Florida. Like, I don't know if this, I didn't look it up or anything. Maybe that's the brewery,
Zimarium?
Zimaria. Yeah. But the girl did say that it was a local meadery, not brewery, a local
Spell
meadery
it
there in Florida.
ZYM.
Arium. While you're looking at that, I have a really cool story to tell because you
Yeah.
can interrupt.
Tell
It's
it. It's,
fine.
I'm reading about Zyram Meadery right now.
Where is it?
Oh, I'm not that cool.
Did it say?
Ooh.
Oh, okay. That's fine. So yeah,
This
they
looks
won a lot of
so.
prizes for this and the Ube
It's
wine.
Orlando. Yeah, it's
Oh,
Orlando.
it's in Orlando. Okay. So we went to a birthday party this last week, and it's a friend of the family's who we've seen before. He's someone who was, who Gina knew. Like, he's a little bit younger than her, but he knew her when he was younger, and he kind of grew up around her. And like when I met Gina, I kind of needed his approval. And he was, he met me and he was, making sure that I was a good guy for Gina, which is really cool.
Aw.
He's a cool guy. His wife is really cool. We've hung out a little bit. We've been at parties and stuff together. And he has a little guy who just turned 3. But it's the first time I'd been to their house. They just moved. They're just in Mooresville. They're pretty close to us. And, we're outside hanging out because they had like a fire truck there and all this stuff. Anyways, we go inside and I've been talking about reading Dungeon Crawler Carl.
Yeah.
I look on their bookshelf. Dungeon Crawler Carl is right there on their bookshelf. And I was like, are you kidding me? And I look up to the top, and the whole top of the bookshelf is the shrine to Brandon Sanderson.
What?
And then I look to the side and I see the Kickstarters, the Kickstarter books from Brandon Sanderson. I can just tell by the covers that they're like displayed there, like on the, like how the shelf was set up, like it had like little side parts sticking out. And I go, oh my gosh, how are we not friends? And I'm like looking around. I'm like, how are we not better friends, Trey? And I found him. I was like, is that your bookshelf? And he's like, no, that's my wife's. He's like, I would like to read. He's like, I'm just too ADD and I can't concentrate.
Yeah.
And so I go to his wife. I'm like, how are we not better friends? So it was super cool. She's on her 3rd book of the Stormlight Archive. She's
Nice.
reading it. And, we talked about Robert Jordan, of course. She's never read his stuff. And I was like, you need to do but it's obviously it's a time commitment. She's like, yeah. She's like, I look at those and I'd like to read them, but it's a lot. But she had some classics on there, like the Dorian Gray was on there. And there was another one. But and then some of the other ones, like the dragon ones that Nate told me about. I can't remember what they're called. But those were on there. But the Dungeon Crawler Carl, obviously, and then the big selection of the Brandon Sanderson was really, really cool. And we talked books for a while. So it's always fun for me, to meet somebody else who especially really enjoys the same kind of books that I do. And I said, oh, I'm rereading the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy right now. And she's like, oh, I've heard that's good. But she's like, she's younger too. So, when I'm talking about, oh, I've already read the Jordan 3 times, like that's like her. She's like, what? But yeah, it was just really cool. It was cool to talk. And then I did listen to the Dungeon Crawler Carl on the way down to Florida, and it's awesome. I can't wait to listen to the second one. I'm really excited.
How long was it? You listened to it on the way down? You finished it?
Yeah, I think it was 8 hours, and I listened at 1.5. So, like, just between that and music and stuff, I was able to get through it pretty easy.
Nice job.
Yeah, it's a really fun book. Really fun. I highly suggest it for people if you like the sort of fantasy type silliness.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of that. So not to ruin anything, but aliens originally, when they populated our planet, like they decide when they want to come back, and when they come back, they flatten all the buildings, and everyone who's left has to get into the dungeon, and then the dungeon will gradually. And if anyone survives all 18 levels, they get to ask for the planet back, and they would give them the planet back. But no one's ever made it past floor like 15 or something like that. So it's like the bad guys are the alien corporation running everything, and then there's then there's all the monsters and things like that.
But it's a good
hilarious.
book. You enjoyed it.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's hilarious. The prize giver, like the AI prize giver has a foot fetish for him, and Carl doesn't have any shoes. So like, it's really funny.
Oh my gosh, I'm excited. I'm gonna have to read it. Like, yeah, I'm
Uh-huh.
sold. I'm gonna have to read it.
It'd be a fast read for you. It
You,
was, I mean,
you got me at foot fetish. So
yeah, it was so funny. It's really good. And then the guy, he ends up in there with his cat. So so his cat, who he doesn't really like, ends up in the dungeon with him. So it's Carl and his cat,
nice.
Princess Donut.
That's
So,
terrific. I'm super excited. Um, Speaking of your stories, weirdo, um, we have had multiples who want to see pictures of you in your tux. And one
oh
of our
yeah.
listeners sent me pictures of their Great Gatsby party,
Oh really?
which it looks like they
That's
had fun.
awesome.
No corsets, no kilts, so I was a
Oh,
little disappointed, but
okay.
had a nice old car and pretty
That's cool.
outfits. So it's a
That
thing.
sounds awesome.
So I think we're
I'd like
gonna
to
have
see
to see
those.
pictures of you once you
Hmm.
go. Maybe like a little mini of you and your
Yeah.
tux and
Oh yeah, for sure.
jamming out.
Well, it's funny because I was going through. I was gonna undo my shirt, so I could get ready to iron it and just have it prepared, and I realized I didn't pick up my pants. So, because Gina's like, "No, like we had those," and I was like, "I remember we had them, but we must have set them down or something because we were trying on the shirts and stuff."
Yeah.
And then I looked at my receipt and I'd only paid for the jacket and the shirt.
Oh
So
man.
maybe is that a sign to just wear a kilt?
Try
I
it
don't
out. I
know.
bet you it looks damn good.
Yeah, I might have to. But I don't have shiny black shoes. So I
Oh.
think I still need to get some shoes.
I have shiny black shoes. I can't believe you don't have shiny black shoes.
I don't think I do.
I have
I'm
like
pretty sure I do.
shiny half boots even, I think.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
I know. It looks good. I can rock out my
Yeah.
kilt. I can
I
rock
mean,
out.
I have my Doc Martens, but they're not shiny. I don't know if there's a way to make them shiny.
Just lick them. Lick them until they're shiny.
Oh, that's true. That's true. You said you had a fun story as well.
No, I did not. I said I had stuff I wanted to talk about.
Oh, I thought you said a story.
Nothing was fun about my thing.
Oh, boo.
Here's what I want. Here's what I wanted to talk about today. So, listeners, Kilted and I have talked so many times about like manifesting, right? And we spent a good time last episode
Hmm.
talking about it, right? And like envisioning like little things. Remember, like what did you say? Like envision a coffee or something?
Yep, yep. A lot of people do that, like the free coffee.
So, as our listeners know, I go to church a lot. I pay attention, right?
Hmm.
So we kind of like are into that kind of thing. That's like our jam, right?
Yep.
And they're doing the gospel this week and they're reading it. And in this gospel, Jesus cures like I don't know, 10 lepers, right? And this isn't the point of the gospel. So this what I took from the gospel is not what I think everybody else takes from the gospel. It's like almost a throwaway line. You with me in the
Okay.
gospel? So it goes through the gospel. These 10 lepers get healed. This one leper comes back, and and he's like, "Oh my gosh, you're like amazing. You healed me. It's so cool." Blah blah blah. And Jesus kind of goes on a rant, like, "What? Nobody else thanked me? Just you?" Right? So
Hmm.
that's kind of the story. A lot about like being thankful. But at the end of it, and this is a line you hear a lot in the Bible, and people quote it a lot. And he's like, go on your way. Your faith has healed you, right?
Yeah. Hmm.
And they're reading it and they say that. And I'm like, the week before this, so last week, they were like, if you had the faith the size of a mustard seed, and you've heard this before, mustard seeds are super small.
Yep.
They're like, you could
Yep.
tell bush, this mustard tree bush, to get up and go into the sea, and it would get up and go to the sea. They're like, if your faith was that big. And then there's other gospels and stories that are like, if you had faith the size of a mustard seed, you could just tell a mountain to be flat and it would be flat, right?
Yep.
And so that was like the week before this one happened. We've been talking about manifesting, right? And I'm like, the Bible doesn't say God healed you. It doesn't say your faith in God healed you. It doesn't say if you had faith in God, the mustard tree would get up and walk away. It said if you had faith, period. And I'm like, holy crap. The Bible is literally telling you your faith healed you. Your belief healed you. What you are manifesting healed you. And if you had just a little bit, just a teeny bit, you could make impossible things happen. You could tell a bush to get up and fly into the sea, and it would fly in the sea. Like, it's literally telling you you have the power to do this. And so a lot of times people will sit there and say, like, thinking of things like manifestation in the universe and stuff that we talk about, they're like, a lot of times you're like, that's not really like the religion. But it is. That's literally the religion.
It's most religions boil down to like a few basic things, and that's it. There it is.
Like, it's saying you can make it happen. Right?
It's funny that you bring that, because like Bashar talks about that when people are like, oh, I'm a healer and I want this and I want that to happen. He's like, you understand, you're not doing anything. The person who you're with, it's their beliefs. They are healing themselves. You're their permission slip. Whatever you're doing. Like, you're not doing anything. You're just there. You're there to help them, but they're doing all the healing.
Well, there's like another time where a guy was like, he was super sick, in the Bible, and he comes up behind Jesus and he grabs his cloak and he's instantly healed. And Jesus is like, whoa, who touched my cloak? And the guy's like, I did. And he's like, your faith just healed you. And everybody points out, like when they're talking about, they're like, Jesus felt his power getting sucked out. And I'm like, clearly he didn't. Because he would have said, you just took power from me. He didn't say that. He said, you did this. Like, he literally points out, you did this. It was your belief. He says that a lot.
He says that where you can do things. What is it? As great as me.
You can do as great as me. He's like I'm doing it because I believe it. You could do it too. You just have to believe it. Right? He said that to Peter. He got out and walked on the water, and Peter's like, what are you doing? He's like, you just get out and walk on the water. And Peter gets out and starts to walk on the water, and then he starts to sink, and Jesus is like, ye of little faith. Like, he wasn't saying your faith in me is keeping you on the water. He was saying your faith, Peter, is what's failing here. You don't believe you can be on the water, so you're sinking into the water. Like,
did you see that meme where Jesus wins the 200-meter water race?
I did.
He goes to dive in and he runs on top.
He just runs on the water.
That's a world record.
Everybody else jumping in the water. He's just running. Yep. So anyway, that was my thing this week. Because I saw that awesome. In church and I was like, oh my gosh. Like, when people are praying, right? And they're praying for people to be healed. And there's like the big thing, ask and it shall be given to you, right? And like, people always talk about that kind of stuff. And it's like, yeah, you have that. You have that. Right? And if you're like uber religious like we are, we say God's in us, right? We say God is in us. So you are using your given divinity to do what you need to do because God's living in you and he's working through you and you get to do these things. It's you choosing not to do these things. Right?
We're masterclass on limitation.
We are a master class on limitations. Yes, I love it. Right? We are. Like, we're what holds us back all the time. I had a kiddo today. He was like so upset. He didn't run how he wanted to. And he's like, I want to be faster. I'm like, yeah, for sure. Like, because he's like, how can I do better? I'm like, run faster.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand. He's like, yeah, but how do I run faster? I'm like, you just run faster. Like, I don't, like, what do you mean? You run faster. That's what you do. Right. But, like, how do I do that? I'm like, listen, you have put in the work already. The work is done. You've been running miles after miles after miles. You've been doing speed training after speed training after speed training. The only thing keeping you from running fast right now is you keeping yourself from running fast. You've decided that you have limits. I know you can run faster. You have to decide to run faster. You don't decide to run faster, and so you don't. Like, if you want to run faster, run fast. You're not going to go out there and run a 15-minute 5K. Like, that's probably not going to happen. But you could run 30 seconds faster, a minute faster.
And with each time, you have more and more belief.
Yes, and you're going to get better and better, right? Like, you've got limits. You've got to do the work to be where you want to be. But, like, this kiddo, he's done the work. He could be 30 seconds to a minute faster. He just doesn't believe he should be 30 seconds to a minute faster. And that's... I love that saying. That was beautiful. We are a master class on limitations, right?
That's Bashar says that.
Does he? It's like beautiful. Way to give credit.
Not at all. Yeah, that's not mine. He like people will ask, oh, like, do people laugh at us? He's like people are astonished by the people of Earth. He's like no one can believe like you have that much. You can do anything, in that you put that many limits on yourself to where you think you can't do like anything at all. And he says that. He says it's a master class on limitation.
Yeah. People come to learn from us.
Yeah.
And how we limit ourselves. We're a case study.
Case study on limitation.
Case study on limitation.
But that's the great part, because I think more and more people are waking up, like obviously like yourself. You're seeing these things, you're hearing these things. People all over the world are, and we're believing like, hey, like, we can do this stuff. Like, we don't have to, whatever is going on in your life that you're not excited about or that you don't really like, you don't have to be in that spot.
Yeah.
Like, it's not going to happen overnight, but you can start making those small changes and move forward, and then you build more belief, and then you do more, and then you build more belief, and then you can do more.
As we say, listeners, it's about the 1%, not the 1% of people. Just do things 1% better, right? Just make it little things better, right? Today it's a free coffee. Tomorrow it might be a car.
When I first started doing shows, like, I wasn't a great salesperson. I've always been good with people. Like, I can communicate with people, but I wasn't a very good salesperson to be able to convert those people that like me into giving me money.
Yeah.
But my boss liked me enough to keep me around. And then I learned. Like, I just kept doing it. Then I learned, and then you learn more, and you learn.
Yeah.
And I mean, a few years ago, I mean, even now, to be living the life that I'm living now is amazing. I'm like, yes, I'm blessed, but I've also put in the work, and I also have the belief, and I've also done the mental stuff to do. Like, no one had the worse self-talk than me when we were in high school. Not one person had as bad self-talk as I had. So
no. And we've talked about this. I was always the opposite, right? Like, people used to say I was so arrogant and cocky. And I was, but that's what made me that way. I told people recently, the school that I deal with all the time, they're good at like everything. They're good at everything. That's my sister came up and was at a band competition, and she was talking about how like their team beat a team in soccer for like the cup, and they're like, we were so excited. And then we had to go against this other school, you would know them, Holt. And she's like, and we're like, oh my gosh, we're going to get killed. She's like, we got mercied like in the first half. They just abused us. And I'm like, oh yeah. I heard they're having a better year. She's like, yeah, a better year. They got mercied by the team that DeWitt like mercied. And I'm like, well, I go, there's different levels. Like, we are who we are. And somebody just recently said, how are you guys always good? I'm like, we're good because we believe we're good. Like that's
Mm-hmm.
literally the only thing that separates us. We convince each other that it's not just one group that's good. We convince that
Yeah. We didn't we
everybody
didn't
is good.
we didn't grow up in that whole system like that. There were
No.
the wrestling team always believed they were good, and
Yes.
you guys were very good. But it wasn't like a whole school pride thing, and that's
No.
definitely you see that. I mean, even just walking in the school and being around the kids and stuff like that.
Yes,
And I'm
you've
sure
been
it's
in
even
there,
more
right?
now. Yeah.
You've been in there, and you can like you feel like people will be like, and we'll get that. We'll get people who are like, well, you're really really arrogant. I'm like, we want that. We want them to believe that they are the best at what they do, and that the only way you be the best and stay the best is by working hard to be the best and do that. So it's not arrogance and cockiness with no meat,
Yeah.
right? We preach that if you want to be the best, you've got to constantly be improving every day. Got to get better, got to get better, got to get better. But that you're going to be the best because that's what you do. Day in and day out, you go to work and you're going to be the best. And we don't care what you're the best at. Like, honestly,
Yeah.
we tell kiddos all the time, and which is why, like, people are amazed. Like, we had a kid who was, like, second in the world, I think, at, like, Halo. People are like, how does that happen? I'm like, because we tell them it doesn't matter what you're doing. You do it so you're the
Well,
best.
even like you were talking, like what we were talking about yesterday, where the math scores were like out of this world, and but yeah, that's part of it too. It's not just sports.
No, it's whatever.
It's other, like you said, like video games. It's education, mathematics, obviously science,
Right.
and so yeah, it's awesome.
And that's
Awesome.
what you preach, right? You preach it. And that's what everybody should do. And there's listeners right now that are like, yeah, but if everybody did that, then how could everybody be the best? Yeah, it would be wonderful. It would be wonderful. But you know what'll happen is you won't be able to convince the people that they're the best. Because you've got to start little. You got to start little, right? You don't say you guys are going to be state champs and everything. You say, you know what? We're going to all do this the best.
Yeah.
Then every day you make it 1% better in everything. And that's how your whole group, your whole tribe gets better. Or don't. You do.
It happens both ways. It happens both ways.
It does. It does. Well, there's schools right now that people are like, I have a pretty long memory, right? Like I've been around for a while, and there's like places, and they're like, well, we've always been awful. I'm like, you weren't. Oh my gosh, you weren't always awful. You used to be amazing. And they're like, we were? I'm like, yes. Yes, you were amazing. You forgot. You forgot that you were amazing. But you were. And you forgot, and now you're awful because you forgot. So maybe you should remember that you're amazing and start acting like it and treating it like that and working like it. Like,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. Were you getting that from the little schools east of you that have a short name that used to dominate like cross country and stuff?
Oh my gosh. No, that'd be funny. But they did. I was thinking
Yeah,
more
they
like
did. I don't know how they are now, but
they don't dominate anymore. I was thinking like Lansing, right? Like Lansing, Lansing Eastern.
There used to be nowhere in Lansing you wanted to mess with.
No, crap. They had Magic Johnson come through their program, right? They had so many Olympians and like wrestling and stuff. Like they were so good at everything. No, they're not.
Then Dr. Halleck left and all went to
They
crap.
all went to crap when Dr. Halleck left. Yeah. I think it's because his daughter left. If she had stayed here, it would have been great. So,
Yep, I forget where she is now, somewhere.
isn't she in like Virginia or something?
She was. I want to say last time I saw her, she was in St. Louis, but I think she's moved from St. Louis.
You know, you're doing better at keeping track than I am. We could probably ask our buddy Jamie. He would know.
Well, she came up to the show and saw me when I was there for a show. She's like, "Wait a second, you're here in St. Louis?" I'm like, "Yeah, you should come up and say hi."
Aw. That's fantastic.
Let's see. I guess it doesn't say. I don't think it says like where people live, but when you're friends, doesn't it say?
I thought it did.
Okay.
Maybe they have to tell you.
Yep. it doesn't look like she has it listed, and I'm not going to do the research
Nope.
to find it.
She has her own home. Her own home. Well, we should probably call it a day. I think this is right at the
Yep.
sweet spot of our time.
This is the super sweet spot.
So thank you, listeners, for being here with us, for listening to us go on and on. Remember, believing in yourself is the important part, and just work just a little bit every day. Just want to be a little better every day, and you're going to be super happy with what you see. And don't forget to manifest. I think that's what praying is half the time. It's just people manifesting. Right?
My prayer is all just giving thanks. Personally, that's how I.
You should always be thankful. That's a big thing. So, all right, people, you've been amazing, and this is Ballbuster signing off.
Kilted Dragon Jerry, love you all.